The Australian government has started to ban some cash transactions. It's heading towards a cashless society by
outlawing large cash payments of greater than $10,000 in the Australian economy.
Oh boy. The reasons for power moves like this are always the same. Oh, we're protecting you. Oh, this is to catch criminals and tax evaders and money launderers.
This will be bad news for criminal gangs, terrorists and those who are just trying to cheat on their tax or get a discount for letting someone else cheat on their tax.
It's always the same smear. If you want to use cash, you're obviously a criminal. Heaven forbid someone just wants financial privacy and doesn't want the government tracking every purchase they ever make.
Big data is a dangerous tool and a dangerous weapon. And if I want to spend, $50 buying a bowl of scotch every single day, I don't want the government to know about it. And if I have to put on a credit card, they will be able to know about it. I don't want my bank to necessarily know about it.
Damn straight. So what does this ban mean practically? Well, if you want to make a large purchase, like buy a car or furniture, then you're going to be forced to put that money first in a bank before you're allowed to spend your own money. Whether you trust those banks or not, whether you find their services valuable or not, you'll be forced to use them and to pay the fees for these services, which will further entrench their already incredibly powerful position. And it's going to give them loads more unearned business. This is outrageous. Many banks have proven over and over again that they can't be trusted. Banks are always getting hacked. We can't trust them to keep our data safe. In Australia in particular, banks have been caught charging people for advisory services that they had no intention of providing. They've also been caught continuing to charge fees to people that they knew had been dead for a decade. Financial planners at banks are currently under investigation for recommending products to their clients that weren't actually in their client's best interest, but were actually in the bank's best interest. And let's not even get started about fractional reserve banking and whether your money is even going to be there when you go to withdraw it. So now the Australian government would like to force all Australians to give these institutions more business, even though they've proven over and over again that they don't deserve it. Now, one interesting thing about the new legislation is that it exempts cryptocurrency. Draft legislation that's been made public says that the goal of imposing this ban on cash transactions over $10,000 is to prevent illicit activity. They decided to exclude crypto from this limit because there's very little evidence to show that crypto is used in these black economy activities. I have to say, I am glad that this narrative about crypto is finally changing. I've spent years on television in America fighting people who claim that Bitcoin is a great tool for money laundering. And now the government in Australia seems to be taking my side.
The biggest laundromat in the world is the US Federal Treasury, and that is the medium of exchange of choice for criminals. The Treasury has printed $1.2 trillion in cash, and most of that is in $100 bills. And I don't understand why he's going up after the mum and pop laundromat down the street, Bitcoin, which is just a fraction of that amount.
Yes, cash is used a lot more in money laundering, but what I said before about not going after Bitcoin holds especially true now that we have this war on cash.
But it's just bad law enforcement to be going after a medium of exchange. Let's go after the criminals and not go after something that innocent people are using as well, that is used to alleviate oppression in countries.
The government is taking feedback on this new legislation, and you have until August 15 to voice your concern. Otherwise, it's expected to go into law at the start of next year.
This is the start of a war on privacy. It's a war on currency. If they abolish $10,000 cash transactions, they'll move to 9 and 5 and so on until everything is digital. And then they'll know everything that you're spending your money on.
It's not just happening in Australia. All over the world, we are moving into an Orwellian nightmare, where every choice you make is tracked, where every purchase is kept on record, and where privacy is becoming a thing of the past.
You know what? I want the government out of my life. I want it out of people's lives.
It's not just a war on cash, it's a war on the individual. This is why we need cryptocurrency more than ever. When your money is in a bank, you're forced to trust them that they won't freeze those funds. You're forced to trust them that they'll let you spend your money where you want to spend it. You hand over your money and you have no say in whether you get that money back. Ask someone in Cyprus how it feels to just wake up and find a big chunk of your savings just taken. Cryptocurrency allows you to be your own bank, to control your own assets, to transfer your own money, and it ultimately gives you back control over your own life. We need crypto now more than ever, and that's what I'm banking on. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.